Thanks, everyone on the YouTube. We're going to start recording now. After I get up, I feel like I have to burp. You know that feeling?
Oh, I just burped. Hey,
It's coming out.
I'm do it subtly. Come on.
Hello!
Hello.
Braden Herrington here with Davie Portman for upNXT, postwrestling.com, wherever you get your podcasts, but also patreon.com/upNXT. That's where they can find us.
Absolutely.
Yes, what's going on? We are your NXT friends. Friends in the Wednesday Night Wars. It's good to have friends. We're your NXT friends. We are Team NXT. We are NXT. We are not your kind. Is that still the theme song?
There wasn't one today, was there?
There was. No, it still aired. It still aired. They still did.
Did it?
Yeah.
Wasn't it just Poppy? It was a cold open, wasn't it?
Poppy is the new shit.
Yeah.
Poppy's the new.
I like Poppy. I'm annoyed. Yeah, she's the Flow Rider of NXT. Flow Rider's main roster. Poppy.
Hi, I'm Poppy. I didn't know what a Poppy was. I mean, I'm here in Canada. You know, we have.
I went on a little, what are they called, rabbit hole.
Yeah.
When Poppy was first on NXT.
Right.
Of a few hours of just watching Poppy interviews.
I don't want to know.
They're good.
Oh,
she's weird.
Isn't it like a project, like a band that's like created to be this?
It's
test.
It's more. Yeah, it's kind of like performance art, I guess.
Yeah, it's
like
weird.
Yeah, she's playing a character called Poppy.
Poppy. No, I've never heard of it until then. Welcome to upNXT. This is where we chat about NXT every Wednesday. We are available on all podcast formats, but we're also on our YouTube. We go live after NXT every night. NXT ends at like 10, but we go live on our YouTube at like 10:30.
Yeah, usually around 10:30.
Where can they find us on YouTube?
You can find us on BDE Official. So
yes.
We are the BDE. We're the Braden Davie experience in the Braden Davie estate.
Yes. And you know, it's spooky season.
It is. Finally, you can really say that now.
Yes.
You've been saying it since like my birthday, I feel.
I'm a spooky dude. Once it's summertime and you hear that cold wind blow for the first time, you see that one leaf fall to the ground, I'm already in Halloween mode. I got everything spooky in the BDE here.
Yeah, what is your costume?
My costume, since I waited too long to buy the Steve Herrington Stranger Things Scoops Ahoy thing,
which also isn't spooky,
which is a great costume. I decided to go with a onesie. Got a onesie. Onesies are fun to party in. I don't know if you know this, David. They're very comfortable. So I got a onesie of an animal that best represents myself, a sloth.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to be for Halloween tomorrow.
Sweet. Spooky.
You're upset at me. You're like mad at me.
Halloween, you should be scary.
You're like dressed as like Archie or something from Riverdale.
I'm like going to be a zombie jock.
It's 2019. The Walking Dead isn't even hot anymore. Zombies are out.
Zombies will always be in.
They're on the back burner right now. We'll see. Sloths can be spooky.
No, they can't.
What if
sloths are like some of the cutest unspooky things out there?
What if like sloths are secretly trying to take over the world or something?
But they're not. They're not. They're too lazy.
Well, I went to a Halloween party last weekend because that's when everyone kind of went out and kind of really went out. But I didn't have a costume, so I just dressed in all black,
right,
as I usually do every other day of the year. I went to a Rave to the Grave event. And then I finally did it. I told myself that one day I'm going to find a club that is like the one in Blade. And I did it.
Nice.
Found it. Vertigo.
Yeah.
In Toronto.
Okay.
It's like the club.
Where is it?
In Toronto somewhere. I don't know. I can't tell you. It's a secret vampire club.
All right.
I saw some vampires. I will tell you. I saw some spooky costumes. Did you get up into anything spooky this past?
No, I don't know. I don't like people going too early. So a load of people doing stuff last weekend.
Yeah.
And when Halloween falls on like a Wednesday or Tuesday, I kind of get it. It's a Thursday. Thursday's the weekend anyway. Come on. And loads of people were going out last week. I'm like, no, come on.
Yeah, I went out, but I just didn't dress up.
Yeah.
So this week last year we did our inaugural BDE Halloween party here in our place, and it went crazy.
Yeah.
It got a little too insane.
Well, between then and now, I turned 30, and I'm just scared of.
Like things got out of hand.
Things got wild.
Yeah.
Last year.
If you join our Patreon, then we'll explain on some shows this weekend maybe. But this year we decided we're not throwing a Halloween party. We're throwing a Halloween
gathering.
A gathering.
A little shindig. pre-party.
You know, when you have that one friend, it's like, okay, you do this. You're guilty.
All
you
the
go,
time.
you go. We're not going crazy
Let's
tonight.
not go crazy.
We're not going crazy tonight. That's what the gathering sounds like to the party.
The gathering. The gathering sounds like a horror film.
The gathering.
The gathering.
Wow. So it's about a party that happens at the BDE.
A basement.
Yeah,
and
then
gets out of hand.
It gets crazy.
Just this year, I'm not going to be wearing a tutu and a corset.
Yeah, last year you wore the Asuka mask because your purge mask didn't come in time.
Yeah.
So people were like, "What are you?"
I was gonna be the what's her name, like the Candy girl from the Purge,
right?
Who like she murdered her parents on Purge night, and
nice,
yeah, wears like a corset and a tutu and has blood all over her, and the like light up Purge mask,
right?
But the Purge mask never came, so I was just like, I was Asuka basically.
Yeah,
last
you were just
year.
Asuka. I was a nun.
Yeah.
This year I'm a sloth. This year you're a greaser. No, like a.
I'm a jock.
Like a dead jock.
Dead jock.
With your couple costume.
Yeah.
Your girlfriend is like a
dead cheerleader.
Dead cheerleader. That always is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then those of you fortunate enough to be on the YouTube, you got a little glimpse of us in.
We put on our costumes for tonight.
Yeah.
I was Macho Man. Most ghettoest Macho Man ever. I'm for some reason in a Gremlins t-shirt. I have Macho Man glasses.
Right.
I put those on and I'm wearing the John Cena spinner replica title. So that's like the most bootleg Macho Man there is. It didn't look like Macho Man.
No, I'm wearing a Wolfman t-shirt.
Nice.
And I wore my Purge mask. But yeah, I got this shirt from work because it's the 30th anniversary of the bar I work at.
Right.
So because it started in 89, they decided to do like 80s theme all year.
But
and so the manager was like, bought a load of t-shirts of bands and things from the 80s,
right,
and gave me the Wolfman, which was a film made in the 1950s, I believe.
Yes.
But yeah, work's a bit crazy. So it was actually the 30th today.
Okay.
So I was working, which means they do throwback prices, but they don't take into account that rent isn't 80s prices.
Right.
So I had a full section twice today. It was busy.
It was busy.
The
cheap stuff.
Get this. Grilled steak sandwich with fries.
Yeah.
$4.89.
Oh, why didn't you tell me? I would have came in.
Pound of wings, half price, so $7. Pint of Heineken, $3.89.
Dude, why didn't you tell me to come
And then bar ale tonight is $5.
Damn.
So you could have a shot,
a steak sandwich,
a pint, a steak sandwich, and a pound of wings for less than $25.
Wow. So...
And I was mad because people were still being tight with their tips.
Wow.
So one woman gave me $6 on her grilled steak sandwich, which with tax is like $5.50. So I got 50 cents from this meal. Like, nice. Fuck off. I was mad today.
Tipping here.
I was mad.
That's how you make your living.
Didn't used to do it, you know?
Damn. Well, then that's what you've been up to, the spooky. That was your Devil's Night.
Yeah.
Because tonight is Devil's Night as we're recording this after NXT. I mean, I'm always in a spooky mood here. I got my costume late, though. I just decided to get a onesie. I can sleep in it. It can be my PJs. I like to just go party in a onesie. They're very comfortable. So that's pretty much what's going on. You can follow our Patreon this week because we have a bunch of shows coming out. We've done a bunch of spooky movies this past month. We've done Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yes.
We've done what else have we done?
What else did we do?
Man, don't even remember. Saw.
We did Saw.
But for Halloween tomorrow, we're doing Scream, the original.
One of my favorites.
Yes, definitely. That'll be out on our Patreon. We did a show for our World Champion tiers on Patreon called Up Yours, where you get to choose something and then we review it and watch it. The first guy, Eric, supporter Patreon, chose Spider-Man 3. We just did that this past weekend.
That was a lot of fun.
Oh my goodness.
Funny film. Really funny film.
Wow. I thought of being emo Peter Parker for Halloween, but it's just a little dated. So we also have Best Match Ever, which is a podcast where we just dissect what people say are some of the best matches ever. So far, we've done Hell in a Cell, but this last week, we just did the Rock versus Austin WrestleMania trilogy, which was amazing.
I think that might be one of my favorite shows that we've done. The best match ever.
Yeah, it's so much fun. We watch matches and then dissect them and kind of choose which one is the best one out of them. So which one is the best out of Rock versus Austin WrestleMania matches? You got to listen to the show to find out our choices. So that was a lot of fun to do. So our Patreon and our supporters have just been awesome. So Now that spooky season's kind of winding down, I'm sure we'll do more horror movies in the near future, but we got a lot of other ideas coming out down the line as well. So we'll talk more about that at the end of the show, but I feel like we should get into some wrestling talk.
Absolutely.
Before NXT tonight, you made me watch a match. You made me watch OTT.
Yes.
Starring Jordan Devlin versus David Starr for the OTT title.
Yeah.
That's the Ireland promotion out there?
It's the Irish promotion, right? Yeah.
Jordan Devlin's the big star there. And
so Devlin took the title from Walter.
Yeah, the import killer.
Yeah.
Right? And then now David Starr going up against Jordan Devlin. Definitely check this match out. We just watched it, and it was a blast.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, Jordan Devlin is one of my favorite wrestlers over there in the NXT UK group over there. The gimmick is now he's a WWE guy, but I think he's fantastic. And David Starr, I know you're a fan of him. I like how he's very hairy.
Yeah, he's a bit of a controversial fit. Like, you look at him, he's not much to look at, really.
The mustache.
He's got the mustache now. He's pretty pasty. He's a bit balding.
Right. He looks like me.
But no, he doesn't. But yeah, he's a bit of a controversial figure because he's been kind of pushing this independent and kind of save independent.
I want to bring him up because
he wants to unionize wrestlers, and
he's been saying some stuff about NXT, about how some NXT people now weren't getting the pay raise that they were offered. David Starr is saying that he's talked to some friends and they're quite upset, and some people have even asked for their release from NXT. That's what David Starr is saying, and he's saying that he's being honest about what people have told him. But he is a guy who's like in a great position because all these people got swept up in the indies, so he's like, yo, fuck it, I'm gonna take over the indies and be this the independent. Like, sure, it's a great way to sell t-shirts. Honestly, that's kind of what it is, but it's a great gimmick. It works for him. He's like political. It's weird. I'm not gonna say it's my favorite, but it is pretty good, and he's good in.
I think it's great because it's just grabbing attention, and the indies have just been raided,
right? Exactly.
Absolutely raided, and it's kind of the BWE talk about it a bunch, but it's kind of killing British wrestling, the British wrestling scene, because so many of the guys are signed. So you have these titles that belong to a WWE guy, and then it's, well, how do we necessarily book this? And then just repetitive booking, like a lot of the matches you just see happening in each promotion,
the same ones.
But I thought what's fantastic about OTT is I don't watch it regularly. Right. I'll look in and watch a match. The video packages like 4 minutes, and you're like, right, I'm up to speed. I know exactly what this story is.
Yeah.
And the crowd are so wild for this match.
We watched Walter. Is it Walter Devlin? And there was 1 and 2, and those were just fucking crazy. But this one was good. I wouldn't say this one is as good as the Walter one.
Okay.
But I still quite enjoyed it. And again, their videos are like on par for an indie promotion. It's just really fun to watch. I'd check it out. Again, Devlin is one of my favorites to watch. Every time he's in a match, I have to see him. I regret not saying hi to him at Sneaky D's. I was gonna be like, love your work, mate. I don't know. I don't want to be that guy. So we watched that, but I mean, so Devlin is under contract with NXT, and so he's still doing these independent dates, which is pretty cool. Let's talk about someone that may or may not be doing independent dates soon. Jordan Myles.
NXT. Maybe doing independent dates, but possibly won't be doing NXT dates.
Yeah, exactly. So that whole controversy with the T-shirt and him going off on Twitter, and he continues now to go. He apologizes, but then continues to say, "I'm not apologizing." He's kind of all over the place.
I think
I definitely see where the dude's coming from, but he's kind of going at about the wrong way. Maybe, possibly. I can see what he's getting at.
It's hard. Yeah, I think it's actually great to be just really vocal about it, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's for those of you not aware, there was this t-shirt made
that they say
Jordan Myles.
He agreed to it, but it was shown on a white t-shirt. It's then printed on a black t-shirt. It could be seen as people are comparing it to like a blackface. Like,
I mean, it is. Yeah, like, exactly. It is. You can totally see it.
So he's upset and he posted, but people are saying, he accepted it. He said that this could be released, but I don't know. It's a whole iffy situation.
My thing is, and like, I'm not defending the design at all, and I'm also aware I'm like a white man.
Yeah.
So it's, who are we to say what you can or cannot be offended by? And I agree, this is offensive. Just take that aside.
Yeah.
Jordan Myles, what do we know about him from NXT?
Right.
He smiles.
He's the guy who smiles.
That's been his gimmick. And I kind of see now the issue, I think, is representation backstage, because there's no way if you had had a person of color backstage that this would slip through the net. This just wouldn't happen.
Right.
Because you see it right away, and
when I saw
the connotation's
like,
very
wow,
clear,
yes,
and it's
very, yes.
wow, and you could see maybe how it would have looked different on a white t-shirt.
Sure.
But these NXT t-shirts are garbage.
All of them
are so uninspired, and I wouldn't be surprised if the designer just gets Jordan Myles, he smiles.
Yeah.
What are you meant to make of that? But
Jordan
then
smiles.
it gets bad when you see these like emails that Triple H says he wants it more teethy. Was it one of them?
Yeah, something. It's just weird. It's just weird that this happened.
It's bad.
It's unfortunate. I hope maybe they can kind of mend this thing, because he was on a little bit of the role, and then I don't know. I feel like he's been pulled for a reason now.
Yeah, and I mean he seems very angry, and rightfully so.
But other people, he's like he also bashed Jay Lethal, which was a little uncalled for.
Which was odd. Yeah,
very uncalled for.
A lot of tweeting and deleting.
But again, I don't know. It's just a little controversial, and it's been the blip on the news.
But I think it's in the big picture. Hopefully, this is a good thing, because something should change. They're absolutely, as I said, like especially backstage, be more representation.
Yes.
Someone mentioned with like Brandy Rhodes in her position in AEW, you can't see this happening there.
Right.
You can't imagine that being the case. The thing with Lio Rush, obviously he's come back, and they've kind of almost given him a redemption story.
Yeah.
Because people had issues with him, thinking he had an attitude, and then he addressed kind of why he had an attitude. And I thought, from things I read, put it across quite eloquently. I don't know if this will be the same case with Jordan Myles.
We'll see. I mean, he was popular on the indies. He was in New Japan. He was all over the place. Well, is that where he's going to end up again? Is that what he kind of wants? He's already got like a pro wrestling tease thing kind of going on.
Depends what his contract is, though. Like,
exactly. They don't want people.
Can they let him out?
They'll just keep him at home if they want, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
I hope it's resolved. But as I said, if it can lead to
a positive,
if it can lead to a positive, I think that's a great thing.
I want everything to kind of help
just the kind of the bombardment of tweets makes. I think it hurts your case at times.
Yeah, you're like
even if what you're saying is perfectly right, it does look like
it's always a
tirade rather than
anything in life. It's not what you say; it's how you say it. Sometimes,
yeah.
Right? So it's unfortunate. I hope they come to some sort of thing. I hope it all works out.
Absolutely,
for Jordan Myles and for NXT, and they all need better T-shirts. They all need better T-shirts.
Oh yeah,
and they need to be paid more. Definitely, they're on TV, baby. So they are on TV. And they were on TV tonight. The Wednesday Night Wars rolls on. We'll be talking about AEW. We do an AEW show on our Patreon every Thursday as well, because AEW is super fun to watch too. I love both shows, but we are your NXT friends, like we say. So we're here to talk about NXT from tonight, Devil's Night, October 30th, 2019, in Full Sail University. And we mentioned earlier, Poppy.
Yeah.
Well, Poppy is here live in Full Sail to do the entrance, the introduction, the highlight package of last week's show, with the shocking image at the end of Finn Bálor turning on Johnny Gargano and kicking him and beating him up and sending him into the hospital, as he says. But Poppy here playing with her band. This was pretty sweet.
Yeah, it was cool.
Again, we don't know super much about Poppy, but it's cool. I think she was playing a song called I Disagree.
Yes. I've noticed this a lot more recently. The dimming of the crowd a lot. Like it looks like a cool show. You're starting this show off with a band playing.
Yeah.
It looks like a big deal.
Yeah.
The crowd are loud. They're obviously, I feel, trying to make it not look like a studio show.
Of course.
And to look a bigger deal, which makes complete sense. And I think it works, because I think flipping through this would catch your attention.
Definitely. Look, it was all crazy. It was
like this is a takeover entrance, really, isn't it?
Like blonde girl singing, and then it looked like two bigger guitar people in like masks with blonde wigs, they're playing instruments and like rocking out. It was cool. Again, it's not like something I'm listening to all the time, but it was cool to see and cool entrance. The song was really cool, and I was like, I said to you, I'm like, oh, I thought that we were gonna see Poppy because she was gonna. There was like a grouping there with Io Shirai,
Yeah.
and I was like, I thought that's why she was here. And well, speak of the devil, before I could even finish the words out of my mouth, the screen in Full Sail turns to Io Shirai's Titantron, and here she comes. And now Poppy plays Scary Mask. Is this just officially Io Shirai's theme yet? Like, come on. I like the other
Possibly.
one. But
I like the other one.
Yeah, it's
but
cool.
Maybe this is the debut of it. Maybe that's why we haven't been able to find Io Shirai's music.
It was a holdover beat.
Which is a shame because
that one was
really
cool.
Like that one.
Yeah. This one's cool. Scary Mask is Io Shirai, comes down to the ring. Shirai gets me high. She's my favorite. She's going one-on-one. It's a rematch from TakeOver Toronto. Candice LeRae versus Io Shirai happening here tonight. I am very excited for this match because that was my match of the night at TakeOver Toronto.
Yeah, that was a fantastic match.
I know it's only the end of October, but we got to start thinking of our best dubs.
I know
down the line.
I know.
And I can tell you, best women's match of the year, in my opinion, thus far, is Io Shirai and Candice LeRae from that pay-per-view, definitely. And the rematch is happening here right now. This starts off, they go at it, and Candice is like tossed out of the ring quite quickly, and Io Shirai hits the like faint tiger kick, but swings from the bottom rope on the apron, the 619, if you will. There's a tope suicida from Io Shirai to Candice, but Candice gets up, beats her up, runs into the ring, and then hits one of her own, which was really cool. Mauro Ranallo somehow makes a "duh baby" reference. Love it. There's a step-up senton from Candice LeRae where she like runs off the back of Io Shirai and then sentons her. LeRae gets caught in the corner. This was a cool move. They showed a replay where she like kind of like ties her up in the corner almost and then hits like a code breaker, a lung blower from Io Shirai. It looked really nasty. It looked awesome. Only a 2 count. There's like a knee strikes in the corner. There's a head scissor counter where she lands on her feet but then eats an enziguri from Candice. Candice is now bleeding in the nose. I don't know what move it was. Maybe those knees on the corner, but she's like bleeding from the nose, like nasty. And they're like, there's a spot where Io Shirai realizes that Candice is bleeding, and she wipes the blood off Candice's face. Oh, I love blood in wrestling. I don't like blood in my movies, but I like blood in my wrestling. Isn't it weird? I don't understand. I'm a strange dude. So LeRae gets jumped to the outside. Again, there's a 619, a feint kick to the back during the commercial, the picture-in-picture. There's a springboard drop kick, an air raid crash, all from Io, and a crossface. Candice fights back. We're back from commercial, and Candice hits your favorite move in all of professional wrestling.
The side Russian leg sweep. And this happened in the commercial. I couldn't believe they did. I couldn't believe they did a spot like this in the commercial break.
The greatest move, according to David, the side Russian leg sweep. Only a 2 count. LeRae hits like a running single leg drop kick, quick to the face, hits a tornado DDT, spinning out of the corner, spiking Io. This looked crazy. She like bounced, did a full like forward sell there. There's like a swinging neckbreaker attempt from Candice, but she gets dumped by Shirai, and then there's like these like knee strike kind of things. Shirai locks in this like I don't know what they called it, the Guji Katami. I don't know what they called it, but it's a submission with the legs wrapped around the neck, kind of like a triangle kind of thing.
So she went for the like the Fujiwara armbar, and couldn't like. Candice kept slipping out, so she just wrapped her legs around her neck. Basically just a leg scissors.
But to the head, like almost like it was really cool. But Candice barely gets her foot on the rope, which was really cool. A great build. You weren't sure if she was going to tap or not, and she really sold it there. I thought. Io gets upset. She goes outside of the ring and grabs a steel chair, foreign object, throws it in the ring. The ref is mad. Candice beats her up and hits a full Nelson like turning facebuster kind of move, then a super kick, but only a 2 count. She then goes for like she sets Io Shirai laying on the chair in the ring, and she goes for her cabrata, the lion salt essentially. But Io moves, Candice eats the chair, and Shirai pins Candice LeRae just like that. After the match, Io is like trying to attack, but then Rhea Ripley comes down and fights off Io Shirai. So there's so much tension in the air. But This was a fun match. Definitely great way to start off.
These two have fantastic chemistry.
Yeah, definitely.
They're definitely at the top of this division in my eyes. Really liked it. Didn't quite hit the takeover level, but that's kind of to be expected.
Yes.
I do have a problem, and this happened quite a lot in this show.
Okay.
Also actually happened in the Starr Devlin match we watched.
Okay.
If you're bringing a weapon into the ring,
right,
you should just be disqualified. Same if your boys interfere. It doesn't matter if you don't make contact. If you try to strike someone and you're not in it,
right,
you don't get off for attempted murder because you didn't quite murder someone. It's not like, well, you didn't murder him, so you're fine. Like, Io holds the chair up, goes to swing it, and the ref grabs it. That's a DQ.
So
and
Io should have lost.
It's just something, it happens all the time in wrestling. And it just bothers me.
The ref saw Candice land on the chair, and she should have been like, oh,
the chair shouldn't have been in the ring.
Yeah, she
should have. Because realistically, because the ref interfered. If the ref didn't interfere, Io would have lost the match.
It's a conspiracy.
Because of DQ.
It's a conspiracy.
It's something that bothers me. I know it's wrestling. I know it's make-believe. It's just...
It is?
It just bothers me.
I agree. I could see that, but that's wrestling. I quite enjoyed this match. It was cool. Both these women have a great. I think they're, like you said, they're the top of the division for me. I think they're good at storytelling within a match. I always say that Io Shirai is my favorite. She really is. Like, from the look of her character to the character that it's become already. She comes out with a rock band singing her to the ring. Like, she's a badass. She's a rock star. She is so sick. Io Shirai, my favorite. And she wins, so I'm kind of happy with that as well. But we'll see what happens with the women's division a little later on tonight, because something goes down. We have a video package here because up next, Finn Bálor is coming down. There's a video here of clips of him on like FS1, the interview show there, talking. There's TMZ had him outside of an airport. I did see this on TMZ.com. And he's like, they're like, Finn, why did you attack Johnny Gargano? And he's like, sometimes you just gotta shake the trees and see what falls out. So SmackDown on that same show, he said that the main roster in this end of this video clip here, this was a line I really, really liked. He said, SmackDown, Raw, like main roster, is like Hollywood. There's flashing lights, there's smoke and mirrors, but you see, NXT is Broadway. You got to go out there and it's just you. It's just to the crowd. You got to prove it there. And that's why I'm coming back to NXT. So he's coming out to talk right now after the break. Before the break, they announced that next week is a rematch between Pete Dunne and Damian Priest. We come back. Finn Bálor comes down to the ring. He does his classic raising the arms, but he
left them up there.
He just leaves it and then puts the finger guns, the rock and roller is back. He comes down to the ring. He's wearing all black, looking pretty badass, I might say. He's got like some different swagger to him now, the heel swagger.
It's all black with just the white spotlight on him.
Yeah, it looked cool, really cool. He grabs the microphone. He says, "It's funny how things work out, isn't it? 2 months ago, I'm laying down for the hottest thing in the business because he has a new mask. I just took my mask off, and I'm the hottest thing in the business."
Great line.
Yeah, that was amazing. It gave me shivers. I'm like, wow, this guy just buried the Fiend. No, he literally just delivered what everyone was thinking, the truth. Just amazing saying that, kind of breaking the fourth wall at the same time. Just awesome. Just crazy. So I took my mask off. I'm the hottest thing in the business. You see, but everyone has opinions. You have opinions. The people backstage have opinions. Everyone has everyone, even on Twitter, they think they're tough guys. You see on social media, you see lots of people love Johnny Gargano. He's the heart of NXT. Well, Johnny, I heard you got out of the hospital, but if you want to go again, I will send you straight back. You see, you call yourself Johnny Wrestling, but I will turn you into Johnny Watches Wrestling, the way it's supposed to be. Drop the mic. Boom. This is the best promo this guy's ever cut.
Yeah.
Hands down. In my opinion, this guy is finally a character where you're like, okay, you're cool.
To be honest, I've not been into Bálor at all. I'm not just talking main roster. I'm talking NXT. Yeah, I've always got into like a demon entrance, putting your hands in the air. Yeah. It's a lot of fun. He had some good matches in NXT. I don't think
He's not
they're not blow away when you see some of the other matches. This is the most interesting he's ever been.
Yes.
This
is what made me like
delivery
him in New Japan. Like, this is the character where he was kind of like rough around the edges, more like
I mean, I feel he probably had a big hand with this promo.
Sure. This is what happens when you're not scripted.
Exactly. This didn't feel like scripted promo.
What a promo!
The only thing I didn't like the Twitter and social media thing.
Sure.
I just feel it's a bit lazy. It's a bit overdone. Oh, you people whining on.
I think he's trying to say Gargano is one of those people. Like, he's just a fan.
Target Full Sail with that.
Sure.
You chant your Johnny Wrestling all the time. Well, I'm back to prove to you guys. My one worry as well is actually Full Sail cheering him.
They like him.
They like him, and I can
sick.
see the takeover match. The same we keep seeing Gargano getting boos, and then halfway through, maybe the crowd remember that Gargano's the good guy, which bothers me with Gargano, because I understand it with Rollins. Rollins is storyline wise, he's meant to be the good guy, but he sounds so obnoxious and irritating.
Yeah,
Gargano doesn't. I feel Gargano really speaks from the heart in his
Gargano
promos.
feels like a real good
He
person,
should be like a real good person, and obviously it's cool as fuck now. Bálor is a bad guy.
Yeah.
But
is it ever? I love this. Last week we had this crazy turn. I will say, like, last week was one of my favorite turns in wrestling. Didn't see it coming. We do this show, so we watch NXT live. So we didn't get spoiled, and we saw the turn live, and we're like, oh my god, that got me. I felt betrayed deep down.
Well, especially because we know War Games is coming up.
Yeah,
you're going, there's 4 guys there. There's 4 guys there.
I love when they get us.
Really cleverly done.
Isn't that the fun of watching wrestling?
Sure.
When they get you, when they get you, they truly get you. I loved that. And then I loved this. This is the perfect answer to that. Saying, the Bray Wyatt mask line, I took off my mask. He's not going to be the demon anymore. He's the rock and roller. He's Prince Devitt. You know what I'm saying? Really cool promo. He looked badass. I just want to see Johnny Gargano versus Finn Bálor.
Oh yeah,
take my money. Let's go.
I think this should be Bálor's best match in
100%,
WWE.
100%.
Best match for years.
Definitely. Love this.
Yeah, I wonder how long this Bálor plan was in place.
Sure.
Because it was reported before the SummerSlam match that he was going to be taking a bit of time off, and I think a lot of people expected, with the way it went, was okay. Fiend has beaten Bálor, and then you build up for coming back as the demon.
Right.
And obviously they're not doing that now.
That's okay.
Maybe it's something you can do down the
line.
But I wonder at what point, whether this was all decided like pre-SummerSlam.
Or they got to deal with USA and they're like, yo, we need
Bálor, hi.
Well, I think
this has me very interested.
Yeah, this is an angle. This is a storyline. I am very interested. Take all my money, please. War Games finna be lit, fam.
Yeah, it sounds like a good show.
Can't wait. We have a video package here from Tyler Bate. Later tonight, it's announced Cameron Grimes going one-on-one with Tyler Bate. Why didn't they advertise this?
Yeah, I mean, it was no, they did. They did last week.
Okay,
they did announce it.
Okay,
because of the
they
angle.
did. You're right. They totally did. They do a lot of things where they announce like midway, and then I kind of forget. So.
Yeah.
Our next match, it's the Battle of the Aussies. Aussie, oi, oi, oi. Shane Thorne going one-on-one with Bronson Reed. The Aussies going at it. I love me some Aussies. Love me some Tim Tams, Vegemite, Shane Thorne hits a drop kick as soon as the bell rings. He's on the attack, but Reed beats him up instantly. There's a huge clothesline, a senton by Reed. The Full Sail crowd showing support for the Aussies, doing the Aussie chant. There's then a chop battle between both guys. Shane Thorne hits a huge back suplex for a 2 count. Now, Reed is a big, resident thick boy here in NXT. He eats this suplex. It's just crazy. Shane then kicks him all over. Nigel and Mauro are mentioning that he's even kicking him. He's kicking him literally everywhere. And Shane Thorne even kicks him in the liver and kidney. I know that if I ever got in a fight with you, I just have to hit your liver and I win.
My liver's taken a lot of abuse. It can take more.
I was like,
that's probably the worst place to hit. It's your all calloused.
Your liver is ready to fight. Yeah. I was like, man, if I got hit in my liver or kidney, that would probably hurt. I don't want to. That sounds bad.
You need to target the spleen. That's the best injury in wrestling. A split spleen.
Oh, that just sounds gross. I don't want to hear There's a huge German throw release from Bronson Reed, sending Shane Thorne just flying. Then there's a Samoan, we don't know what to call this. This is a move I always did with my action figures when I was like 10 years old, where it's not a Samoan drop because you have the guy kind of like the Hangman Page.
It's the Deadeye, but a sit out.
Yeah, you don't drop to your knees. You just like dump the guy, like almost like a driver. But I love this. Now, it's like you're going for a Alabama slam, but you just drop the guy. I love this.
For me, this should be his finish.
Yeah. However, Shane Thorne kicks out of it.
Yeah.
So we bid on this. We definitely thought that should have been the finish. But he then beats on Shane Thorne and goes up top. Shane Thorne then goes for a top rope Hurricane Rana, but instead gets pushed and he goes flying, which allows Bronson Reed to take down the straps and hits off the top rope. And this is a big, thick boy. Bronson Reed hits a flying frog splash. Splat, just like that, he pins Shane Thorne. And Bronson Reed is the dominant Aussie, mate. Did it.
He did.
This was fun.
This was it took a bit to get going. Yeah. I thought. Not completely sold on Reed yet, but I think he showed a couple of things that were cool here.
Yeah, definitely. I love that splash. I loved that move, whatever the Samoan bomb driver, whatever you call that. He should use that as the finisher.
I think that should be his finisher because no one does anything like that. I think we see quite a few big guys with splashes.
Yeah.
And
he does do it good though.
He does it good. It like don't get me wrong, he does it good. Yeah. I just think that move, we don't see anyone on the roster do that.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's essentially a pile driver.
Right.
So it should kill you.
Yeah. Looks great. I love Shane Thorne too. I think he's a little underrated. Shane Thorne.
I agree. Yeah, I enjoy him a lot.
So I think these two could kind of be like a tag team as well. Two Aussies put them together. Like they could.
They've got to be friends.
They're boys. I think they are boys. I think even in their promo for this, leading up to this, was that Shane helped him Reed get here. I think.
Okay.
Is what they said. So quite interesting, and I love me the Aussies over there. We have some listeners in Aussies. I know we have some Patreons in Aussie.
We've got an NXT World Champion in Australia.
Our NXT World Champion tiers, we promised them we're going to send them something. And then we realized we have a Patreon in Australia.
Yeah.
That's why.
That's all right. We love him.
Should go over. Maybe he'll put us up.
Chris Thunder from down under.
Where is he? In Melbourne? Sydney sucks. The Opera House is cool. You get your picture and you're out. And then you go to Melbourne and have real fun.
I think it might be Melbourne.
Melbourne's way cooler. Well, Melbourne is lit. I had a lot of fun. So that was the Battle of the Aussies. I quite enjoyed it, but I will say my only criticism is that Bronson Reed still doesn't he looks menacing and scary. He looks like he would kill me, but he just doesn't, when he fights, it doesn't look like that. He looks kind of softer than he.
I know what you mean. Yeah. There's a kind of
disconnect.
Brodus Clay.
Yes.
About him.
He's one move away from dancing.
Not just looks, but Brodus Clay is a scary looking dude as well.
Yes.
But and outside of the ring, you see that.
Yeah.
Like I've seen him at.
He was Snoop Dogg's.
I went to Access.
Security.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I went to Access once, and there was like a mystery line, so you knew who was at each one. I was like, you know what, the mystery line's bound to be good. Like it's bound to be someone good.
Somebody called me.
And I was at pretty much the front, and Brodus Clay came out with his headphones on, looking like he didn't want to be there, looking like he wanted to kill everyone.
Oh my god!
And I was like, I'm good. I'm left.
Somebody call my mom. Yeah, this guy's good. I see potential, and I like Shane Thorne too. I enjoyed it. It was just a fun little quick match. We have a backstage interview with Team Kick.
Team Kick, baby.
Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai with Kathy Kelly. They have a title match up next for the women's tag titles. They say, you laughed at this. They say, we're nervous, but it's good nerves. Why did you find that so funny?
I don't know. It's the way she said it.
They say that they're ready to fight on anything.
I think it was the way, we are nervous, but it's good nerves. I felt like it should be. Yeah, we got nerves, but they're good nerves.
We're good nerves. Well, they said that they're best friends.
Friends.
We're friends. Friends.
Wrestling friends.
Wrestling friends. Best friends.
Kick friends.
Team Kick. They're Kick friends.
Yeah.
They're the Kick friends, and they're ready to win the titles. We have a vignette in the commercial break here for the HBIC. Remember her? Mia Yim. She is still here. We haven't seen her in a while, but she is coming soon again to NXT, HBIC. I like her theme song. HBIC. The tag team title match is now Team Kick versus the Kabuki Warriors. Now, we've been doing upNXT for over a year now.
Yeah.
A while now. But I've been doing the show What's Next years before, and I got to go through and watch years of Asuka and Kairi Sane, and now they're here back.
I
in
miss
NXT.
them. I only catch main roster when I'm at home and it's on.
Yeah.
I don't catch up on it. Like I mean, if I wasn't doing this podcast, and I was out on a Wednesday night, I'd still make sure I watched NXT.
Sure.
This is awesome. SmackDown and Raw isn't the case, so I miss these guys.
Yeah, I miss these
especially Kairi.
Yeah, I know you love Kairi. I love Asuka. Asuka's one of my favorites. She's an NXT legend. This streak, the streak here in NXT was legendary. And now they've come back, but they're bad guys. They're baddies. They're heels with their face paint. How do you feel about the Kairi Sane face paint?
I think it looks really cool on both of them.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Like Asuka's always done the face paint, but it was more like straight lines, and now it's like bleeding this green stuff.
I love it. There's a huge welcome back chant here at Full Sail.
Before the match started, it had a graphic outside, and you were like, "Whoa, they've got like a massive screen outside." Full Sail advertising this match.
It looked like it.
No, it's
a digital
additive.
Yeah. No, it looked like a giant screen on Full Sail overlooking the parking lot where I think there's like a McDonald's there. So Team Kick versus Kabuki Warriors, Tegan Nox, Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. Asuka is like doing like Team Kick is known for their kicks, but it's fucking Asuka. Like she'll kick.
She's known for all kinds of strikes.
Kick you upside down, which is in fact what she does. Tegan Nox goes for like this handspring counter where she's like doing a handstand, and Asuka ain't got time for none of that shit and just kicks her while she's upside down. Really cool. There's then a tag to Kairi, and Nox is in, and there's a slapping war, and Kairi is like, "Hit me!" So she does. There's a striking battle. They all fight on the outside. There's strikes. We go to commercial. We come back. Team Kick is working on Asuka. There's a dragon screw between the ropes on Dakota Kai by Asuka. Then the hip attack, sending her to the outside. They continue to work on Dakota and her injured leg. Now, both of these girls are...
They've both got their Stone Cold knee braces.
They both got accents, and they both have bad legs and limbs.
I do like their matching gear. I think that's cool.
Team Kick.
But yeah, they've got matching bad knees as well.
So they really are best friends. So the story now is that Asuka and Kairi Sane are going to work on the legs, the injured legs here. So they do just that. Like there's ankle locks, there's knee bars. Kairi's in, she hits her sliding D, your favorite move. Then Kairi Sane locks in the Brock lock.
Yeah,
you shouted the Brock lock, and I was like, yeah, that totally is. There's multiple different leg locks, and then. After you said Brock lock, Mauro Ranallo says that clearly Kairi and Asuka have been studying the Minnesota Wrecking Crew, which was Shelton Benjamin and Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
Back in like OVW days, what NXT used to be, essentially, right? Yeah. So that is pretty cool. So that's definitely what Kairi was doing.
I think Kairi's submissions look fantastic as well. Like it looks like it will hurt the way she's wrapping you up.
So there's then like Dakota finally tries to fight back. She's striking Zayn. There's like a code breaker, neck breaker combo from the Kabuki Warriors. Dakota Kai finally tags in Tegan Nox. She comes in. She hits the choke slam.
Yeah, fires up.
Lady Kane.
Inspired by Kane. Yeah.
They're all like, Kairi Sane and Asuka are inspired by Kenta Kobashi and the Great Sasuke. And he goes into like lists of like, all, and they're trained in the submission styles of this MMA fighter from Japan and blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, and Tegan Nox loves
the Big Red Machine. Now I want Tegan Nox to start wearing like a green mask.
No,
like the Kane mask.
It's got a giant foot because it's Team Kick. No, did you see the WWE bump or whatever? Did the thing?
Someone sent it to me. I haven't watched it properly yet.
They did a FaceTime with Team Kick and Kane, and they lost their shit. Really cute.
There was a bit of confusion around this point, I think.
Yeah.
Before the hot tag, so they were just working away on Dakota Kai for ages.
Yeah, forever.
And there was a bit where
too long, maybe.
Dakota Kai was right by Tegan Nox.
Yeah.
And Asuka just normally you'd sort of grab the leg and pull them back or whatever. And Asuka dropped her, and Dakota Kai just stayed there. And Asuka kind of walked around for a bit, and the commentary team were kind of like, they've obviously worked away on Dakota Kai so much she doesn't know where she is.
Oh man.
Just a slight blip, but it was quite funny.
Tegan Nox is finally in. She beats up the Kabuki Warriors. She hits a crossbody off the top onto Asuka. There's kick counters into knee bars. There's a cross arm breaker onto Asuka, which is crazy, but Kairi breaks it up. There's a German suplex by Asuka, but then eats a super kick from Nox. It's chaos. There's flying knees. Dakota Kai hits this really cool, like Kota Ibushi style, like she jumps in and swings her body and hits you with these knees. Really cool, but not enough. There's the face washer, but the referee is distracted, and Asuka spits the green mist into the eyes and face of Dakota Kai. The ref doesn't see it. They take out Tegan. Kairi goes up top, hits the insane elbow to the back of Dakota Kai. Like really smart here. Kairi, for the cover, goes on top, blocking the ref's view of Dakota Kai's face and head because it's all green. And the ref counts the pin. The Kabuki Warriors retain the NXT or WWE Women's Tag Team titles. And Dakota Kai is looking like She-Hulk here now.
Yeah, I was seeing the Wicked Witch of the West.
Yes,
but yeah. Yes. I love the finish to this match. And this is, we've been complimenting NXT recently for their like refereeing and stuff. And that's why the kind of chair thing pissed me off a bit.
Because they have been
but this final bit of the match was so well done. Because the ref is distracted for just a second as Asuka hits the green mist, tags Kairi, and then she runs and does the hip attack through the ropes to Tegan, knocking her down.
Right.
It was so well put together.
Yeah.
And the ref wouldn't, you're watching it, and the ref wouldn't have seen at all that
it was chaos.
Dakota had the mist to the face.
It was crazy.
I really enjoyed this match.
It was a lot of fun. I liked it. I mean, Tegan Nox and Dakota Kai, they've been in NXT and Full Sail quite a while, but then they both were taken out with injuries.
Yeah.
And then they both have just come back recently. They're a tag team. And then Sasha Banks and Bayley said they'd defend the titles here in NXT. They never did. But now the Kabuki Warriors, who are also NXT legends here, Kairi and Asuka, coming back here. I thought this was just a perfect match.
The only thing I kind of feel is it's very difficult for any returning star, and it's the same with Bálor.
Yeah, to be a heel.
Yeah. Because these two are going to get a hero's welcome. And obviously them facing against the Horsewomen would have been a way, way worse match. Yes. But at least with that, you can just embrace the homecoming.
Yeah.
Whereas I think Kai and Nox could be a really, really cool tag team and should stay together for a while. Definitely. Like they've obviously got the matching gear. They're genuinely great friends in real life as well. Right. And I think they work together really well. But they're not going to get that babyface reaction over returning Kairi and Asuka, who are both so well loved.
Yeah, definitely. They're supposed to be bad guys, but they're pretty cool to watch. Yeah. They dress cooler now.
Well, I was saying they were doing the Naito thing. They only showed up in their t-shirts. They're like, you don't deserve a full gear. We're main roster now. What's this small studio we're wrestling in?
That. I was like, interesting. So this is not where this ends, because now, after the match, Shayna Baszler comes down to the ring with the Horsewomen, Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke. You see, Dakota Kai needs medical attention or something. She can't get to her feet because the mist has gotten into her eyes. And like we said, she looks like the witch. She's just covered in it. She's green.
Her hair's wild as well.
So Shayna and the girls come down, the horse girls, the horsewomen. I hate horse girls. Like, you know what horse girls are?
No.
You don't know what horse girls are? Like girls that are like obsessed. There's car. Like there's car guys that love cars, but then there's horse girls.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Watch out. Let me tell you. Shayna and the girls come down, and they're about to they surround like hyenas, about to attack Tegan Nox, but then they attack her, and there's a step-up enziguri from Tegan. She fights back, but the numbers game adds.
No, it's Shayna. Shayna hits.
Shayna hits it. They're going to do the elbow stomp on Tegan, but this is my brutality. Rhea Ripley for the save again, twice in one night. Rhea Ripley runs down to the ring, saving Tegan Nox, but then Io Shirai runs down to the ring, attacking Rhea Ripley. Bianca Belair comes out, attacks Rhea Ripley. Candice LeRae comes out, attacks Io Shirai. It's chaos. Cats and dogs living together. It's madness. It's crazy. They're all fighting. All these women are going at it. It's crazy. The crowd starts to chant what we were all thinking.
War games.
War games. Could it be? Could this be what is the War Games match? And here we hear the voice of the man we were waiting for. William Regal, the general manager. He's yelling in the microphone.
Enough of this nonsense.
enough of this nonsense. He's up on his balcony chilling.
Now, at like the pointing to the WrestleMania sign.
Yeah.
Thing, they need to have this balcony at Access to just go out
and pose on the balcony
and pretend to be Regal, looking down at all the mayhem. I love this balcony. It's fucking great.
Full sail balcony.
Yeah,
love it. William Regal says, "Look, hold them back," and there's security now holding everyone back because it's just chaos. They're all trying to fight everyone. Regal says, "Look, hold them back. Look, you want to fight? I got an idea. War games."
Yeah.
Love this. Super gave me chills. I'm like, whoa, this threw me off guard completely. They got me again. A women's war games. First time ever. War games.
Yeah.
It's insane.
I think it makes a lot of sense.
War dames.
War dames.
Yeah, so this is crazy. I love this. Again, take my money for this next pay-per-view. Oh my goodness.
I think this show looks fantastic.
This is going to be crazy.
This women's division is
stacked.
Awesome.
Who's got a better women's
so
division?
Good.
Yeah. You don't. No one else does.
Wouldn't you, like, if you were Shayna, just stomp on the elbow anyway.
Yeah.
Why are you frozen by this music?
Yeah,
and then Rhea slowly walks down before running. It's like,
do it anyway.
Just stomp.
You would have taken her out. Yeah. So it is announced that Shayna Baszler and Rhea Ripley are captains now. They announced this later on, but I might as well bring it up now. That Shayna and Rhea Ripley are the captains of the teams. So more on this will come in weeks. They're obviously going to be having different people on each team.
So obviously the way it looked here, you had Dakota Kai, Tegan Nox, Rhea Ripley, and Candice LeRae in the ring. And then on the outside, you had Shayna and the Horsewomen, Bianca and Io.
Right.
Now we had that. Obviously, that's 5 and 4. We have Mia Yim, who I assume would be inserted into this to make this 5-on-5.
Could be.
And Bianca Belair's the kind of strange one. Because
she's a face now. What do you mean?
She's kind of a heel. She's kind of a face. But
they're all kind of like that.
Well, Io Shirai, even her, she feuded with Shayna. Yeah, so I think there's going to be some screwy shenanigans going on. I could possibly even see an injury angle, like people getting taken out of this.
Yeah.
Because so far on NXT, we've had a 3-on-3-on-3 war games.
Right.
We've had a 4-on-4 war
But
games.
it's refreshing here with the women's war games.
Yeah.
It's new. It's exciting.
How is the format going to be with this one?
We will find out.
Very exciting stuff.
But yeah, really cool. I love Regal here. War games.
The only thing is the Horsewomen. That's the only
I don't want them in.
Only worry. I think everyone else is very capable for this kind of match.
They're not
them.
Whenever I have a dispute or issue now, I'm just gonna go war games. Settle it. War games. Love it. Can't wait for that. That's gonna be bonkers. But up next is also bonkers. Tyler Bate going 1-on-1 with Cameron Grimes. It's the big strong boy versus the Babadook.
Yeah.
Right? This match starts off and both guys are fighting each other, going for strikes. Bate goes for this gets lifted up high up in the air, but then backflips and lands on his feet. Really cool. There's a series of deep arm drags. He does the drop down, drop up, drop kick, then puts Cameron Grimes up on his shoulders for the fireman carry, does the airplane spin. Out of a lot of wrestling moves, that's one I don't like taking. I don't like being spun
I
around.
didn't think this looked very good here.
This one wasn't his best airplane
and we've
spin.
seen him do it to bigger guys. But
it didn't have the full
he only
effect
spun him like 3 times. But the idea was, Grimes was already a bit discombobulated because he was running all around the ropes and stuff.
So Grimes recoups on the outside, goes back in, they brawl. He gets Bate up on his shoulders and hits the move he hit last week, which I called the spin out side effect. The spin out side effect, kind of like his trainer, Matt Hardy here, hitting that move, but only a 2 count. He then hits what they now call the Carolina Reaper, because he's from North Carolina, boy. Here, Cameron Grimes. It's a crazy backflip into a German suplex bridge. Only a 2 count. I love this move.
It's very cool.
Love the name of it. Hey, we didn't talk. Carolina Reapers are really spicy.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We didn't talk about something spicy.
Oh.
You see, every week so far since doing NXT on USA, we've been doing shows Wednesday nights for Up Next. And ever since we've been doing dinners together.
Yeah.
We've been doing our Wednesday night dinners.
Date night. Wednesday nights for the boys.
We did the Drew Goulash.
Yeah.
We did the Messiah of the back ribs.
Yeah.
But tonight you made some chili.
Yeah.
But we didn't come up with a name for it. You need to think of it.
I'm thinking chili kai carne might be the best thing
chili
I got.
Chili kai carne?
Because it's called a chili con carne.
Right.
Chili with meat.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's as good as I've got. At upNXT podcast, let us know an NXT name for a chili con carne.
Give us some recipes for our Wednesday night recipes.
It was spicy though, right?
It was really hot. You had some Carolina Reapers in it. It tasted like it. Yeah, definitely. Carolina Reaper by Cameron Grimes. Tyler Bate fights back though, hits a knee lift, then a flying European uppercut. He then hits an exploder, then a kick up because he's a big strong boy. Standing star press from Tyler Bate, only a 2 count. Then a crazy spot where Tyler Bate gets lifted onto the shoulders of Cameron Grimes in an electric chair position, switches around into like the powerbomb spot, but then hits a Hurricane Rana. Just like Rey Mysterio.
This is like Rey does it. Just like the snap with it was incredible.
Tonight is Devil's Night, and this reminded me of Halloween Havoc. Rey Mysterio with
Ready?
that move is crazy. This move is nuts. Tyler Bate hitting this spot on, and Cameron Grimes kicks out of it in 2. This has to be gift already. Just phenomenal. They then are going for like a fist strikes here. And Tyler Bate goes for his bing, bop, bam.
Bop and bang.
Bop and bang. But Cameron Grimes has him scouted and hits his Superman forearm, but then eventually eats the bop bang. Bate runs against the ropes, running back. Grimes hits him with I'm calling it like the power slam Spanish fly.
It's like a crossbody Spanish fly, isn't it?
I think they called it the collision course.
Okay.
But it's definitely like a Spanish fly. Well, he's from North Carolina. Would you call it like the North Carolina fly?
Sure.
Something like that. Sure. So he hits that. But Tyler Bate fights back and hits a huge lariat for a 2 count. He hits the Liger kick, which is where he rolls forward and kicks you. Really cool. But then someone's in the crowd. There's a distraction. Killian Dane is standing there. Tyler Bate is distracted, gets back in the ring, and wouldn't you know it, runs right into the cave-in, the jumping, flying stomp from Cameron Grimes. And Cameron Grimes pins Tyler Bate, the cave-in, and Killian Dane comes into the ring and beats up Tyler Bate, tosses him around, hits a senton, hits the cannonballs, all of that stuff. What does this all mean? It's because the Beast of Belfast, Killian Dane, he's upset that he's got the broken finger cast because because Pete Dunne
broke his fingers.
So clearly he's pissed off at his boy and he's beating up Tyler Bate. I thought this means Cameron Grimes and Killian Dane are going to be a team. The two like hairy dudes together.
Yeah.
The best in hat connection.
I like when they do this in NXT. So we've got a kind of little feud with Bate and Grimes, and then Priest and Dunne are having a little feud, but then Dane's weaving in there as well. I like kind of a load of people mixing around. This match didn't quite deliver for me.
Something didn't click.
I think I was expecting something really exciting hearing the two names.
Cameron Grimes' stock continues to go up for me.
I think he's been on every week since being on USA, hasn't he?
I think he's the next like Seth Rollins kind of guy. He reminds me of this.
Okay.
Look at Seth Rollins. We do a show called Was Next on our Patreon where we go back and we just watched the debut of Seth Rollins a few weeks back on one of these shows. We go back and we're watching NXT from the start. And watching Seth Rollins then reminds me of Cameron Grimes.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
They got similar moves. They got a similar look almost.
Something I did like was was Grimes scouting him. I think it was a criticism last week I made, which was, come on, how many times have we seen the bop and bang? Yeah. Why are so many people falling for this? And he didn't. Similarly with the springboard lariat, where he springs off his shoulders,
right?
And he didn't hit that. Yeah, so I like that when you're not always landing your spots. But yeah, something didn't quite work.
It was good. It just wasn't like phenomenal. It wasn't blowing me away kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I would love to see these guys go at it again because I love both these guys. But Tyler Bate has already kind of been established in the world of wrestling. We've seen him for the past few years here in NXT and NXT UK. And he's had a stellar year as well with his match with Walter, I thought. But I'm happy to see Cameron Grimes.
But would you say he's would you say he's in a higher position or lower position than he was, 3 years ago?
Yeah,
when he won the UK tournament.
I mean, it's iffy.
I'd say he's in exactly the same, if not lower.
It's just weird because do people watch NXT UK? Right, so he's just here. Then all of a sudden we're getting all the UK guys coming into here, which is cool. But it's like, does that hurt that other show? Shouldn't he be over there being the star there?
I mean, really, yeah. You should be doing if your feud is Dane and Dunn, who are both
from the UK.
Yeah,
they were
why
big
is
names
this happening
there.
over here?
Yeah, and not that I'm against it. I'm not saying you're not welcome, you guys from the UK.
Or have this match. I feel this
tease this and then play the matches on.
Yeah,
UK.
I feel this story should be happening on both shows.
Yeah.
To try and get more eyes on UK, but I don't think they care. Do they care? It's another hour of content on the network. Does it really matter?
Gives time for Devlin to shine.
Yeah,
that's what it does. The ace, the Irish ace. That's what I need to see. So we'll see what happens with Cameron Grimes. Will he become the vest and hat connection? Killian Dane. Sorry. We see Matt Riddle and Keith Lee backstage. They're preparing for their match coming up, the tag team match.
Yeah, Riddle's just slapping Lee, basically, firing him up.
Then it cuts to Undisputed Era in their locker room, and Roderick Strong has kick pads on his hands, and both Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish are simultaneously kicking the kick pads, and they look like Roddy is barely hanging on.
Roddy wasn't into this.
He's like, oh my god, stop this onslaught. It's like getting kicked.
Just zoom in on his face and rewatch this, and don't look at the kicks at all. Yeah. He's just flinching back the whole time.
He couldn't take it. He was like, "Oh my god, what's going on?"
It was very funny.
Yeah, very cool. Love you, Roddy. Roddy's the best. Camp Strong, baby. We have a video here, a vignette for Angel Garza. He mentions his family. It shows clips of his uncle, Hector Garza, and his whole family is full of professional wrestlers. This guy reminds me of one of your favorites, Andrade. Yes. Simply, it's like we get it that you have heritage, you're respected from where you're from, and now you're trying to make your name for yourself here. And
early Andrade.
I remember early Andrade. He was kind of just there, and this similar character. So it's good to see characters evolve, and maybe that will lead to this. I want to see less you're ripping your pants off, and more of this kind of stuff, because it showed lots of clips from his family and history, and I think that's really cool. Kathy Kelly reminds us that there will be the first ever women's War Games. Rhea Ripley and Shayna are the captains. More to come on this next week on NXT. But it's time for the main event. Time to bask in his glory. Keith Lee comes down to the ring, and it's noted that this match is happening because of last week. Roderick Strong retained his North American title in the triple threat against Lee and Dijak. And Dijak asked to be Keith Lee's partner in this match, and he said no.
Yeah, so that's what they were saying on commentary. Yeah, Dijak was like, "Yo, I'll help you," and he goes, "No, I've been up and down the road with Riddle.
They're boys.
They're boys."
So no Dijak, but Keith Lee and Matt Riddle, who's had his issues with Undisputed Era as well, and they're going up against Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. No Cole and no Roddy ringside here, because Era likes to go at it alone most of the time. Morrow makes a joke saying that Keith Lee and Matt Riddle should call themselves the No Limit Broders. And Nigel was like, come on, do better than that. The bell rings, and they instantly toss Riddle out of the ring, and they go after Lee, but he beats up both guys. He does his classic jump up, drop down, leapfrogs, all that, and a double crossbody to both guys.
He also leapfrogs both of them at the same time.
Crazy. This guy's huge. He's like 3-something, and he's just massive, and it's crazy that he can do this. He stops them. He's pummeling up Undisputed Era. There's chop battles. There's everything. Riddle comes in the ring and hits a spear on Kyle O'Reilly, then lifts up Bobby Fish and hits him with a beautiful jackhammer for only a 1 count.
Only a 1 count. Fish kicked, which just shows
he told Fish to kick out of him. Definitely.
Which just showed that Goldberg's better.
You fucking love Goldberg. We're gonna see this match.
He's the greatest wrestler ever in the WWE. Yeah. You know how I want to book that match? How to set it up?
Right.
Riddle is either champion or is going for the title.
Right.
Big match.
WWE or NXT?
NXT would be cooler.
Okay.
Because it would get a lot of buzz for NXT.
Sure.
Security guard jumps onto the apron, zaps Riddle.
Oh.
Adam Cole or Ciampa or whoever beats him. Hood comes down. It's Goldberg. Spear, jackhammer.
Costs Riddle the title. Yeah. That's great booking.
But the same way you broke the streak.
Yeah, that'd be really funny. I want to see Riddle versus Goldberg, and I want to see Riddle squash Goldberg.
No.
That's what I want to see.
No.
Yeah. Definitely.
Goldberg's got to win.
Because the video they filmed SummerSlam weekend where the awkward meeting that's been taken down and uploaded.
Hey, bro. I'm not your bro.
Goldberg looks a little... Look, I love Goldberg. I'm 28. I know all about Goldberg. But Goldberg looks shook as fuck in that video, dude. You could tell. He's like, oh, fuck. We're doing this? Okay, fuck. Act cool. And then like a few days later, he's on a red carpet somewhere and interviewing, and he's totally different because he's like, yeah, who's Matt Riddle? I don't even know who he is. Blah, blah, blah. Fuck Matt Riddle.
NXT, fuck that.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, okay, man. Yeah, Riddle's not around because Riddle would mess you up, you old man. No, all respect due to Goldberg. So the jackhammer, only a 1 count. Insane. There's a commercial break, but the picture-in-picture here, we see Undisputed Era is getting beat up. Riddle and Fish are going back and forth. We come back from break, and Riddle is hitting gut-wrench suplexes. Fish hits Riddle with like a flying elbow, and they keep beating down on him, not letting him tag in Kyle. Kyle accidentally kicks his own partner, Fish, but it doesn't stop them from stopping the tag. They don't let Riddle tag in Lee. Obviously, the storyline here in a tag team match. Shocker. Double knees to both of these guys. There's double knees to both of them from Riddle, and he does a kick up. He gets hit with chasing the dragon, the kicking roundhouse, and the brainbuster, but he kicks out at 2. Finally makes the tag to Keith Lee. He comes around. He's tossing Undisputed Era around. He hits a pop-up one-handed spinebuster. He goes for a moonsault, but no water in the pool, as Morrow says. In fact, he might have shattered the pool.
I do have an issue when, because he got distracted and knocked down. Was it Kyle O'Reilly?
He goes to hit the move on Fish, but
on Fish. So yeah, Kyle O'Reilly like jumps up and he smacks him off. Yeah. So Fish was down for about 10 seconds before he hits the moonsault. Doesn't check. It's like, I'm just going to do a backflip, trusting that he's still lying in the same position. Always just look over your shoulder,
always
dude.
Look in your rearview mirror. Yeah, always. Kyle O'Reilly hits an axe kick, and then Bobby Fish, listen to this. Bobby Fish hits a Samoan drop on Keith Lee. This is crazy. I was like, nuts. What? Yeah. I was like, this shouldn't that be the other way around?
Yeah.
Just insane. Riddle's back in. He hits a series of kicks, PKs, and exploders, or should I call them exploders?
Well,
look, he hits the move called the Broton.
Well, that makes sense.
No, it doesn't. Broton is Senton. Senton doesn't even sound like bro. Exploder. No? All right, let's get Exploder.
The thing is,
over.
It just sounds like you've got a speech impediment when you say
Exploder. Oh, damn it. No, I'm getting it over. Everyone, you make him call those Exploders. Damn it. There's a deadlift German on Fish, but then Cole and Roddy come in and they interfere. They get beat up by Riddle. He knees them in the face, hits a PK to Cole off the apron, and Riddle then to the outside onto all of Undisputed Era, hits a twisting Asai moonsault onto the outside, lands on his feet. It's a thing of beauty, really. What a great, awesome. Really great move from Riddle here. Great showing. Goes back in the ring, hits the ripcord knee on Fish. Lee pounces Cole and Roddy on the outside, but that's just it's all distracting him. Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly hit the high-low, the total elimination on Matt Riddle, and they pin him. Matt Riddle pinned kind of clean here. Undisputed Era beat them. They then beat up.
Well, there was still the
Riddle.
Distraction. Like he turned it into the high-low.
Yeah, I guess so. Really fun match. I like this. I thought we would see Dijak kind of be involved in this somehow. It's kind of weird that he wasn't. I knew they explained it, but because of last week, it kind of left that disconnect for me. But I still enjoyed the match. All 4 of these guys are fantastic.
I wasn't too into this, to be honest.
It wasn't the highlight of the night. I think definitely
my problem with it was I thought all of Undisputed, to be honest, looked stupid.
Sure.
That they were selling for Riddle and Lee all the time. And I get they're the heels and they can be chicken shit, but Undisputed Era are the most dominant tag team in NXT history. Like they've had the most reigns. They're a solid tag team. And I just thought they were selling way too much for this makeshift team. And just looked dumb. And especially when you've then got 4 guys out there trying to win it and they're all being taken out.
But I mean, they did get the win though.
They got the win, but I just felt the whole match was it was too one-sided for me. Some cool spots like the obviously just anything Lee does like, agility-wise is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's huge.
But yeah, again, like this kind of felt
nothing
like
stood out. Except that Asai
it felt like the Bates Grimes match as well.
Yeah.
Like it was good. Like there was good stuff.
It didn't go to that next level.
It didn't. No.
Yeah. I agree. But after the match, Undisputed Era beat up Keith Lee and Matt Riddle. But Tommaso Ciampa, music hits. He comes down to the ring with the crutch. He comes in, starts crutching everyone, beating them up. This is a Halloween costume I could have done. I shaved my head. I've got a beard. I wear camo pants.
Yeah.
I have a black heart
t-shirt. Yeah.
Should I be Ciampa for Halloween?
Yeah.
I need a crutch.
Scarier.
How do I find a crutch, like really last minute? Go to Parkdale, find someone down the street.
Just break your leg. Give him one. You can go around just shouting at people, no one will survive!
I mean, I already walk around and say daddy's home, so it's fitting.
Oh,
We see Ciampa. He's beating up Kyle O'Reilly. He's beating up Roderick Strong, Bobby Fish. He's got the crutch, but O'Reilly starts to beat up on him. There's a Goldie chant. The Undisputed Era kind of retreat here because he's with Riddle and Keith Lee. The title is left there, and he goes to like grab it, but he doesn't. He has a microphone, and he says, look, Goldie, you're going to have to wait. Daddy's going to war. Oh, boy. So this is clearly leading to Ciampa versus Cole at War Games in Chicago for TakeOver. This was great. This is good. You're getting over Ciampa. He's pissed off from last week getting beaten up by all of them. So he comes in with the crutch blazing. He's got some backup this time with Keith Lee because he's saving them from a beatdown. It's all good. This will lead to more definitely in the next weeks to come.
I think as a show overall, I'd have flipped this with the women's tag match.
Yeah.
I think the first women's War Games is the big announcement, is the thing people are going to be talking about the most coming out of this.
Yeah.
We kind of saw Cole, Ciampa, like we thought that would be a thing for a couple of weeks now.
Right.
And I think also they did kind of the old sort of Attitude Era style where like Rhea Ripley, we saw a couple of times in this. Like the story was going on through the show. And I think if you open with that hot singles match between the women, and then you ended with, and realistically, a title match should go on last.
And Regal announcing.
And Regal coming out as War Games, everyone brawling. I thought that would have been a hotter angle to end on. Overall, I enjoyed the show. I think this has been one of the weakest, since not that there was anything bad with it, just everything apart from I really enjoyed that women's match, the tag match.
Yeah, me too. That's my match of this
me
episode.
Too.
I would say my favorite part though is the Finn Balor explanation.
Yes, that was excellent.
That was my favorite. That definitely sets a tone for what's going to happen, where we're going towards here in the storylines and stuff, and it's pretty interesting. I'm excited. This definitely makes me want to watch next week. Makes me want to continue to see where these angles go. The lead up to this War Games TakeOver, the TakeOver card will be crazy. Like it's going to be awesome.
Oh yeah, it's going to be great.
I'm super stoked for that. I enjoyed this week's episode. Obviously, we cannot compare it to AEW yet because we haven't watched that yet, but we're going to. You can hear us talk about that.
Yeah.
Before we get to that, let's go see what people thought. We still post feedback every Wednesday night on Post Wrestling, forum.postwrestling.com. It's free to join and free to post, and we'll read your stuff here. So I'm going to start with Sango, all the way from Malaysia. We have upNXT listeners in Malaysia.
It's crazy. Crazy stuff.
He says, I like that NXT got Poppy to perform at the start of the show. Hopefully they'll be able to have more alternative artists like her going forward. This sound fits perfectly with this show's aesthetic. Yeah, we always say, this isn't the Flo Rida show. No, but I do love me some Green Light. Always happy to see Shane Thorne get TV time, even if it's a loss against someone who he beat months ago. Fair play to Bronson, though. The impact he got off that top rope splash deserved to finish the match. It's a good time to be Keith Lee. We just got 3 straight weeks of this Haas manhandling his rivals in the most sports entertaining way. Can't believe it took NXT to realize that he needs to be in a match with Matt Riddle. It felt like every match in 2017 couldn't have one without the other. Semi off topic, but it's a shame we won't get Jordan Myles or his banger theme on TV anytime soon. I feel he's justified in his anger, but after the Jay Lethal tweet and Instagram apology ? I kind of feel someone in the locker room needs to help care for his psyche. Cheers to more Broadway and BDE. Hey, thank you very much, man. All the way from Malaysia. That's so wild. Thank you.
Thank you. We go on to Mystery. Hi, everyone. Hi. Io having Poppy play her to the ring was amazing. I like how Candice, kayfabe-wise, is just as dumb as her husband, deciding to do a lion salt right onto the chair. The men's matches were fine, but the women's stuff was the best part tonight. The women's tag match dragged on a bit too long, but good Lord, Asuka and Kairi got a hero's welcome. I think WWE was hoping that Tegan would get a massive reaction for the hot tag, but it's Kairi and Asuka. Women's War Games! I wonder who the teams will be. It seems obvious on the face side, but for the heel side, I'm not really sure I want to see Marina and Jasmine in that match. I would have Shayna bring in the Kabuki Warriors or something, especially if the rumors of Survivor Series being brand versus brand again this year are true. As an aside, Asuka mentioned in a post-match interview that she only used the mist because she thought it would be funny.
So she's just being a dick.
Yeah.
She's like, spitting green shit in your face. Jesse from the 666, who joins you for our Evolve reviews.
Yes.
By the way, Jesse, who lives in the 6, has become a friend of the show here. And you guys have been doing these Evolve wrestling. So this is like the NXT of NXT, like the deep developmental, if you will, which have been some cool shows. Jesse from the 6 here just says, TFC. Take care. Because TFC tonight won, I think, the Eastern Conference Championship.
Nice.
Here.
Congratulations.
You're a Brit who lives in Canada, but do you still watch the football?
Sometimes
you fell off?
Not as much as I used to. I follow still. I kind of know what's going on.
Hockey now?
Yeah. I don't really watch anything. I just watch wrestling.
Yeah, we watch the real sports.
Yeah.
And finally, go for it.
We go to Eva from London. Yes, the Shayna superfan with the second installment of random Baszler fact no one asked for.
Hit me.
She is an avid Warhammer 40k player.
Whoa.
On some of her ring gear, you will find homages to the Chaos Space Marine faction.
That's insane. I think I used to play that.
Warhammer?
Isn't it PC?
Isn't Warhammer like figures, little figures and stuff, isn't it?
Oh, so Shayna's a nerd. All right, dig it. Go for it.
Great episode. Barn burner start to finish. Io Candice, good match with an Eddie Guerrero-esque finish. Io hiding the chair under herself so Candice doesn't see it. Kai Nox Kabuki Warriors was one of the best tag team matches, male or female, I have seen in a while. Maybe they built up to the hot tag a little long, but it was still good in the end. Is there anything better than Regal saying, "One way to settle this, War Games"?
Yep.
I really liked how Baszler did not back down from Rhea this time, stood her ground. So looking forward to that match. Bake Grimes equals best Hurricanrana ever. Yeah, that was fantastic. Go and watch if you've not seen NXT. Just watch that spot. Crazy. Daddy's going to war. Does that mean 2 War Games matches?
Ooh.
Question. Wine of the week. What are the actual stakes for the women's War Games match, or is it just bragging rights? And when is the last time you heard someone say malfunction at the junction before tonight's episode?
You say it.
Do I?
Yeah.
I only say it because of Moro, and I think the last time I heard it was last Wednesday on NXT.
I work in the junction.
We didn't do wine.
No, we didn't do wine tonight. I'm drinking a rum and Coke right now.
I've got a Moscow Mule, or because it's spooky season, a Moscow Ghoul.
Great. Like that. Love
it. Keep up with the good work for the best damn podcast tag team in the business, and that's including John and Wei. They're a close second.
Oh,
thank you very much.
Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you to all our feedbackers.
Yeah.
Forum.postwrestling.com is where we post that. Postwrestling.com is where you can find this show up next every Wednesday/Thursday. We review NXT. But again, you can find all of our shows at patreon.com/upnext.
Yes, and I just want to mention that because we're coming to the end of the month, I advise you not to sign up right away because
first.
You get billed at the first of every month, regardless of when you sign up, which kind of sucks, and we don't want you to be like wasting your money.
Right.
But yes, on the first you can sign up. I think by then we will have 22 unique shows on our podcast.
Crazy.
Which is awesome. So you can go back, you can catch up on our thoughts with AEW, you can listen to Best Match Ever, you can listen to our Was Next reviews, our movie reviews. So yeah, if you want a little first of the month treat, sign up.
To keep up with us, again, you can follow our socials and stuff, but we created an Up Next Twitter about a month or two ago. And so even if you don't support us on Patreon, but you want to follow us along, go help us. Go follow on Twitter at upNXT Podcast. We post all the stuff there, including this. If you're a Patreon, definitely go follow because we post all the stuff there. whenever we put out shows. But we did Rock Austin trilogy, which was amazing. The Mania matches, we discussed those. We did a bunch of spooky movies this month. We do What's Next. We're just doing all sorts of stuff. Again, we do the AEW stuff. It's just been fantastic. We got a lot of people this week that have received their private video messages from us. And there's more to come. So if you haven't gotten yours, it's going to be coming. Don't worry. But people seem to love us for those videos. We love all of our Patreon supporters. So definitely thank you to anyone who supports us. Go check out all our shows. We do have some stuff to promote because it's Christmas time. Christmas time. Oh, my goodness. Oh,
don't scare me, Braden.
Jeez. It's Halloween time. So tomorrow for Halloween, we're doing Scream, the original, for our Patreon. But next week, for Best Match Ever, we're going away from WWE. We're leaving. We did Hell in a Cell, Shawn Taker. We did Austin Rock Trilogy. I said enough with the Fed. Enough with the Feds. Next week, for Best Match Ever, I'm making you watch a match. I think I made you watch it once before.
We've watched it before.
We were maybe a little bit more lit. So this time we're going to be professional and take notes. We're watching Misawa versus Kabashi, Noah 2003.
I'm very excited for this. I'm gonna. I know these two have had a bunch of.
Is it the best match ever?
Oh, we will find out.
We'll find out. And so that's next week. So if you are a Patreon, get your feedback in on our patreon.com/upnext for that soon.
Absolutely. And before we go, I just threw up a little poll to find out what your best match ever of tonight was.
From tonight's NXT.
And the upNXT universe disagreed with us tonight.
Okay.
Because with 41% of the votes, Candice LeRae versus Io Shirai was your best match for tonight, Wednesday. What is it? The 30th
Devil's Night, baby.
Of October. Devil's Night.
Watch The Crow. That's what we should review down the line. Devil's Night, baby. Devil's Night. It's got to rain sometime or something like that. So thank you, everyone, for listening every Wednesday. We will be back next Wednesday night or Thursday, depending on when you're listening to this, probably Thursday morning. So thank you. You can go follow us on our Twitter at upNXT Podcast. You can follow the BDE. We go live after NXT 10:30 on Wednesday nights. The YouTube is
BDE Official.
You can again follow myself, Braden Herrington. I'm on Twitter and Instagram. I am at the Brady.
And I am at Davie Portman.
So thank you very much for listening. The Wednesday night wars rage on, and Daddy's going to war. It's time to suit up. So take care, be safe, and happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Oh my goodness. Tweet us your Halloween stuff. We always love some fun stuff, and we'll let you know how our Halloween goes with our gathering next week on the show. So thank you. Take care. Goodbye, and be safe.
Ahoy!